If you're looking to buy a brand new home in the Tampa area, I'm sure Zephyrhills and Wesley Chapel have popped up on your search along the way, but they couldn't be far more different from one another. And if you choose the wrong one, you could end up living in an area that doesn't fit the lifestyle that your family needs. So today we're going to get into it neighborhood by neighborhood, comparing lifestyle to lifestyle, and sharing all of the nitty-gritty details information from a local's perspective that you won't find anywhere on Google or even ChatGPT. So by the end of this video, you will know exactly what area is the best fit for you and your family. By the way, I'm Vivien, a local realtor here in the greater Tampa area. Make sure to subscribe to this channel because I create content all about moving to the Tampa area while navigating the new construction market with ease and confidence. All right, let's get into it. So let's compare commute times and who actually lives here. So the suburb of Wesley Chapel is about 35 to 40 minutes north of the city of Tampa, and it attracts a lot of relocators and locals who want to have quick access down into Tampa. From Tampa International, you're about 45 minutes away. Now, Zephyrhills is going to be about 10 to 20 minutes further east of the suburb of Wesley Chapel. So it's going to be a longer commute down to the city of Tampa or Tampa International or downtown. But it attracts a lot of people who don't mind the longer commute time and who want a little bit more quiet living and more space with the home that they're buying. So you really need to ask yourself, do you need to be down in Tampa or Tampa International in less than 45 minutes, or are you okay with a little bit of a longer commute time? And if having a short commute is your top priority, Wesley Chapel is usually the winner. So let's compare commute times and who actually lives here. So the suburb of Wesley Chapel is about 35 to 40 minutes north of the city of Tampa, and it attracts a lot of relocators and locals who want to have quick access down into Tampa. From Tampa International, you're about 45 minutes away. Now, Zephyrhills is going to be about 10 to 20 minutes further east of the suburb of Wesley Chapel. So it's going to be a longer commute down to the city of Tampa or Tampa International or downtown. But it attracts a lot of people who don't mind the longer commute time and who want a little bit more quiet living and more space with the home that they're buying. Who actually lives there? In Wesley Chapel, you have a lot of young professionals, young families, or people who are commuting down to the city of Tampa. You usually find people who've relocated from large metros like California, New York, New Jersey. And then in Zephyrhills, you have locals who are actually moving to that area who want a little bit more space. You have first-time home buyers, lots of young families moving out into that area because it's also more affordable. But you also have a large mix of retirees and snowbirds who typically live in the city or suburb of Zephyrhills. So you really need to ask yourself, do you need to be down in Tampa or Tampa International in less than 45 minutes, or are you okay with a little bit of a longer commute time? And if having a short commute is your top priority, Wesley Chapel is usually the winner. Let's talk a little bit more about lifestyle. So Wesley Chapel used to be a rural area with lots of farmland, lots of pasture land, but it's quickly changed in the last 10 to 15 years to be a miniature city or a suburb. And I'm talking convenience and retail galore. You have three types of shopping malls. You have the Tampa Premium Outlets, you have Wiregrass, which is the outdoor shopping mall, and then you also have the Crate at the Grove, which is like a large shipping container area that was turned into lots of retail, restaurants, mom and pop type shops. So if you want all of the convenience, all of the activity, up and coming restaurants, chain retail, shopping areas, things like Costco, Target, Sam's Club, World Market, like all of the shopping is pretty much right here in your backyard, right at your fingertips. But with that, you have the trade-off of lots and lots of traffic everywhere. And Wesley Chapel has definitely seen lots of growing pains in the last 5 years or so. But people are okay trading that if they want the comfort and the ease of access to all of the things the suburbs have to offer. There's also lots of recreational things to do, lots of activities for young families or people who just kind of want to hang out over the weekend and don't really want to leave town in order to do something fun on the weekend. And while originally Zephyrhills is also a much more rural area, it hasn't seen quite as fast suburb development like Wesley Chapel saw. However, there is a progression into it becoming more of an upbeat suburban area. But as of right now, it still has that small town charm and feel, and it's quite rural in some parts. You do have a true downtown in Zephyrhills. Wesley Chapel does not. It's in the works, so you have a true like little downtown area, and it's quite quaint. But you also have a mix of lots of land. So you have horses, agricultural area. So there's a nice mix of all of that. It's quite known for skydiving, which is really big there. If you've ever had water from Zephyrhills, it's an actual thing. Zephyrhills is known for its water, and it's also quite a large retirement community. So you are going to find a lot of like historic military roots in this area. There's lots of museums, but there's also a brand new kids park, and this is actually evolving slowly into an area that is seeing a lot of eastward expansion. Coming from Wesley Chapel on the west side, it's moving eastward and it's kind of infiltrating into the Zephyrhills area, but it has a much slower pace. So if you want something fun to do like nightlife, you want restaurants, Zephyrhills isn't the place to do that. Lots of people drive over into Wesley Chapel or drive down to Tampa. If you want the convenience of having like a Starbucks or a Target 10 minutes away, Zephyrhills is not quite the right place. You'll definitely want to position yourself to live in Wesley Chapel. But if you want lots of land, a lot more space, and something a little bit more quiet and relaxed, Zephyrhills will definitely be the right place for you. But let's talk a little bit about why you wouldn't like Wesley Chapel. For some people, it can feel a little bit too cookie cutter, too commercial, too much retail, and it doesn't have quite a lot of charm in terms of mom and pop type shops like you will find in Zephyrhills, for example. But Zephyrhills can also feel a little too quiet, if you will, and lacking a lot of like the big amenities that you'd find in Wesley Chapel. Things like health food stores, lots of things like Costco, Sam's, those types of things. You'd have to make the drive into Wesley Chapel. But Zephyrhills is also seeing a lot of changes in their infrastructure with growth and construction. And some people don't really like to live in an area that is going through so much in terms of growing pains. And a lot of the local Zephyrhills people are actually leaving because they're used to their small town quiet charm, and they don't like all of the big developments and new constructions coming to the area. So a lot of the locals are actually leaving. Tell me in the comments, do you prefer the small town city charm like Zephyrhills has to offer, or are you team suburb and convenience like Wesley Chapel? Tell me below. All right, so what about all of the real estate and new construction opportunities? Wesley Chapel was so known for all of the new construction options available. And it's funny because I tell all of my clients, I really don't understand who spent all of the marketing money promoting the area of Wesley Chapel. And hey, by the way, it's not even an incorporated city. So it's shocking to me the number of calls, texts, and emails I get from buyers just like you. And every time somebody's looking to move to the Tampa area and they reach out to our team, the number one place they ask about is Wesley Chapel. So Wesley Chapel has lots of new construction opportunities available. But here's the insider scoop and something not everybody is talking about. A lot of the land and area to be able to build new construction in Wesley Chapel has already been accounted for. So the land development and new construction has slowed down quite a bit, and it's actually moved eastward into Zephyrhills, and we're seeing that expansion into the Zephyrhills area. But there are still new construction opportunities available, and they range anywhere between $450,000 upwards of into the millions, depending on what it is that you're looking to buy. That's on the general real estate side of things. And of course, if you're buying in the resale market, you can snag up some really great opportunities. But on the new construction side, you're right around 450, give or take. And one of the really fantastic things about Wesley Chapel is that the community amenities are absolutely incredible. We have communities with lagoons, lazy rivers, incredible fitness centers, and we even have some incredible 55 plus active living communities with some of the most insane amenities I've ever seen. I'm talking about 24-hour fitness and lifestyle coordinators on site at these communities where they plan out like these crazy event calendars. They have spas, they have fitness center, they have group fitness classes, like so many incredible things. So that's the really big appeal with Wesley Chapel, is all of the new construction opportunities available. But here's the caveat with that. Wesley Chapel kind of did things backwards in terms of the development of the infrastructure. I guess the county would be the one that did that. And they built all of these things up, but they didn't account for all of the roads and some of the things that are needed in order to account for all that crazy exponential growth the area saw. So now we're kind of backpedaling a little bit, and we're seeing a lot of road expansion, a lot of expansion in different areas. So that causes a lot of bottlenecks, a lot of traffic, a lot of issues in terms of congestion and traffic. But again, if you're coming from a large metro like New York or Los Angeles, some of the traffic here isn't even a big deal. So Wesley Chapel is a really cool place to live, and a lot of people move here and relocate from big metros like, again, New York, New Jersey, California, parts of even Atlanta or other West Coast areas, even like Nevada, and people love relocating here because it's literally a plug and play type lifestyle. You can get right connected into your community, into your neighborhood, and then you have all of the suburbs and convenience in your backyard, plus top rated A schools, which people absolutely love. So what I always ask my buyers is, do you want to buy in an area that already has all of the convenience included, or do you want to invest in an area in the early beginning stages where you are investing early on and you're going to reap the incredible benefits several years down the road, but you might not have all of the convenience right away? If that's the case, then Zephyrhills may be an option for you. It is booming right now in new construction. It's a small, sleepy little town that was honestly not on anyone's radar really, but after all of the expansion coming from the Wesley Chapel area, we have some of the most incredible communities coming to this area, specifically Two Rivers, or there's another incredible community that's a hidden gem. It's called Riverwood, and I'll link a video at the end of this video showing you all of the things Riverwood has to offer. And a lot of the local Tampa people are actually moving out of the city of Tampa into Zephyrhills because they want to buy in early at some of these incredible communities. And an area that feels very rural and very farmland right now is going to look vastly different 10 years from now. Zephyrhills is what Wesley Chapel was about 10 years ago, and a lot of people that wanted to buy early on into Wesley Chapel and feel like they missed the opportunity right now is the chance to be able to do that in Zephyrhills. And some of the homes that you can buy in Zephyrhills are absolutely incredible, and builders are offering fantastic incentives. I'm talking interest rates like 4.99. We've been able to negotiate incredible incentives like nearly $30,000 in closing cost contribution from the builders. They're also marking down the prices of the homes, and so you can find homes right around the $350 to $370 range depending on what it is you're even looking for. You might even be able to find something even better, because right now the market we're in is an incredible market to buy in. So you have prices ranging anywhere between around $350 up into the $1 million range. And in this area, you have the opportunity for larger lots, incredible community of amenities and maybe even some lower HOA fees and CDD fees. So that's a big appeal for lots of first-time home buyers, maybe downsizers or relocators that really want a great place to live without paying the premium price tag you typically find in Wesley Chapel. And who typically moves here? Lots of first-time home buyers, retirees, and relocators that want to stretch their budget. And like I said, as an insider tip from a local who lives here, lots of Wesley Chapel residents, Tampa residents, and local people alike are relocating to Zephyrhills because they want to be able to buy in at a really incredible time in the market we're in right now. So if you're trying to figure out where the best area is for you and your family and where the best deals are, is it Wesley Chapel or Zephyrhills, or where you're going to find the home that checks all the boxes for what you're looking for, reach out to our team. You can scan the QR code right here on this video, pause the video, scan the code, or contact us utilizing the information here on the screen. You can call, text, or email. We're here to help have a conversation with you and help you figure out what area is the right fit for you and your family, and to help you navigate the new construction market with ease and confidence. Now, let's talk about schools, which this is a really important factor when people are relocating to the area. So Wesley Chapel is known for lots of options in terms of public schools, charter schools, as well as private schools, and they are typically top-rated schools, so people love Wesley Chapel for that reason. And there's also lots of sports activities, after-school programs, and a lot of variety of things that the schools offer, so that's a big appeal to families. Now, Zephyrhills is going to have less schools, but more schools are being built because of all of the new construction communities coming to the area. So you will typically have a smaller, tighter knit type of community, if you will. And ratings can be a little bit more mixed, but people really value the small town community, tight knit feeling that Zephyrhills offers. Plus, there's also new schools being built, so people are always on the lookout to see of any potential zoning changes or what that may bring into account. And also an important note to add, with lots of schools coming to the area, that also affects ratings, because if schools haven't been around for a long time, you may have mixed ratings with things. So I always say, hey, look, I can't steer you in any way, and school ratings typically change, and we can't really talk about, well, one school is better than the other, but we can definitely point you in the right direction, give you all of the public forward-facing information, because we can't steer you, but we can point you in the right direction to help you figure out what school is going to be a better fit for what you and your child or children need. So if schools are an important factor for you and your family, go ahead and reach out to our team and we can connect you with all of really great resources to help you narrow down what school is the right fit for you and your family. So let's recap a few of the pros and cons of each area. So in Wesley Chapel, people love it because you have a close commute or close proximity to the city of Tampa or Tampa International. You have lots of great shopping and dining. You have some fantastic schools and different programs and things to do. You also have some incredible master planned communities with stellar amenities. And lastly, the real estate market here has a really strong resale value. And for the cons of Wesley Chapel, you typically have higher home prices here. The homes in areas can feel quite cookie cutter. And then you also have lots of traffic, which is one of the biggest cons to the area. And lastly, some of the home sites or homes here have smaller lots. And for the pros of Zephyrhills, you have lots of new construction opportunities available that are much more affordable. You have a lot more space and it's a little bit quieter, and you have a mix of maybe being able to purchase some land and feel a little bit more rural if that's your thing, or you have the option of new construction or resale. You're in close proximity to Wesley Chapel and all of the fantastic things Wesley Chapel has to offer without having to be in all of the hustle and bustle that Wesley Chapel has. And lastly, you're going to have a little bit of a quieter lifestyle with a quaint small town feel. So for the cons, you have longer commute times, you have limited options when it comes to entertainment, shopping, and dining. The school ratings can be a little bit more varied and there's less options in terms of schools. Plus, the infrastructure is still catching up here. So the question becomes, do you want to trade convenience for lots of traffic and congestion, or would you have a little bit more peace of mind, a smaller, quiet town feel for a little bit less convenience? By the way, if you've lived in either area, Wesley Chapel or Zephyrhills, tell us below in the comments what your thoughts are on the area. It'll help people relocating to the area figure out what the right fit is for them. Sharing some personal stories or experiences is always quite helpful. So let's recap who actually enjoys living in this area. So in Wesley Chapel, you're going to have big city relocators who are craving that suburban convenience. You're going to have families who want all of the shopping, dining, and schools and all of the things to do. And lastly, you're going to have young professionals or professionals who want quick commute times down into Tampa. Wesley Chapel is not for you if you hate traffic, don't like HOA style communities, and want lots of land or want something a little bit more rural. And here's who I typically see moving to Zephyrhills. Lots of families craving space or land, or wanting to buy their very first home and want to take advantage of incredible new construction opportunities available. I also help lots of retirees or semi-retirees move to Zephyrhills because they're craving a lot slower pace. They want a really beautiful home at a really great price. But I also see a lot of remote workers who want to take advantage of a fantastic real estate opportunity or investment, but don't need to really commute anywhere. And so lots of them end up buying a home in Zephyrhills. Zephyrhills is not for you if you want the local nightlife, you want commercial chain type restaurants, you don't want to have a long commute time down into Tampa, and you don't want to wait for infrastructure to catch up, you won't like living in Zephyrhills. So think of it this way, Wesley Chapel is your plug and play type lifestyle. Zephyrhills is the stretch your dollar, stretch your budget, and have a much slower, easier going type lifestyle. At the end of the day, both Wesley Chapel and Zephyrhills are incredible places to live and have so many things to offer. And it really just comes down to what it is that you and your family need in terms of community, environment, and lifestyle. And depending on what it is that you need, one of these two places can be a really great area for you to move to. My team and I help relocation buyers just like you make a move into the Tampa market. And even if you're local, we also help you make a move here in the local market. We specialize in new construction, and we want to help you make this process as smooth and seamless as possible and help you find the right home for you. And even if you tell us just a couple of things that you like or don't like, we can pinpoint exactly what area would be the best fit for you, even what parts of Wesley Chapel or Zephyrhills would be the best fit for you. So reach out to us, schedule a call. You can scan the QR code here, or you can give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email. The contact information is here. We'd love to connect with you and help you make your move here in the Tampa market. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.